I think Siobhan got sick of me and my golf lingo, so she's taking the week off. But don't worry, I have recruited a top-notch replacement. And basketball is back, so I really can't be upset. Hello, I'm Libby Gilliland.
And I'm Casey Medico, and wait a minute, this isn't LTV News. You're watching LaSalle TV's home for Explorer Athletics, SportsLIne.
Welcome to SportsLIne. Since our new host is also the ice hockey captain, we get to talk about some ice hockey and appreciate SportsLIne's favorite club sport.
And later, basketball is officially back, and we have some recaps from the season openers.
But first, let's take a look at our SportsLIne top 3.
Number 1, LaSalle Athletics and the Brander Group have established a group licensing program for student athletes where athletes can profit off their name, image, and likeness using the school's official trademarks and logos. While there is no specific timeline yet, fans can expect to purchase official Explorers merchandise as the Brander Group enters to agreements with LaSalle's trademark licenses.
Number 2, this past Saturday, 2 alumni of the LaSalle men's soccer team faced off in the MLS Cup Finals. Ryan Richter, who serves as an assistant coach for the Philadelphia Union, and John McCarthy, who plays as a goalkeeper for LAFC. Both Richter and McCarthy had extremely distinguished careers as Explorers, but McCarthy's heroic goaltending late in the game helped LA win the MLS Cup.
Number 3, Amy Jacobs was named NovaCare Student Athlete of the Week this week. After a standout performance in women's basketball season opener against Howard, Jacobs went 5 of 9 from the field and 2 of 5 from beyond the arc for 12 points. She also collected 5 rebounds.
So to start off our little talk here, NIL program, I'm really thrilled that LaSalle is taking initiative on this. There was a lot of confusion with name, image, and likeness for athletes because, okay, now you can profit off of your own name. Like, it's something that the NCAA held off for so long, and now that it's happening, I'm glad that LaSalle is really taking the initiative to help the athletes get money for, all of the work that they do, and I think it's an incredible step for LaSalle and for the NCAA overall.
Yeah, this has been an issue and a debate I feel like for so long, and I'm glad to see that the athletes are finally, able to finally profit off their name, and the fact that LaSalle is able to let the athletes use the logo and their likeness is great for the program for LaSalle. Absolutely.
I will not be putting my name on a shirt, but maybe for our basketball players or something. Really great opportunity for them. Men's soccer, the alumni from LaSalle, that was a really cool thing to hear about. I didn't even realize the LAFC goaltender or goalkeeper and an assistant coach, really great for LaSalle to have that recognition. And like we were saying, they have distinguished careers at LaSalle, and now to get that recognition back is really incredible. And, LAFC did win. So a little bit sad to see the Philly native go play for LA, but still really cool for LaSalle and for him to get the MLS Cup title.
Yeah, and that was probably one of the best MLS games I've ever seen. That soccer game was crazy. They were scoring back and forth. It went to OT, and then it went into a penalty shootout. And to see John McCarthy, unfortunately, he was playing for the wrong side, but it was still cool to see a LaSalle guy go in there and get it done for his team.
Yeah, absolutely. And Amy Jacobs winning Student Athlete of the Week. Very thrilled that basketball is back. So for her to get, the other nominee was Josh Nickelberry, who also had a great game, but Amy Jacobs getting this recognition for women's basketball. She played really well, and unfortunately, the women's team did not win their first game on the road, but great to see that out of the gate, upperclassmen is stepping up and getting, good performances already for her team. So we're going to hope to see them play a little bit better than they did last year and have a good season.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think there's a lot of good things coming from that program, and I just can't wait to see what they do this year.
Absolutely. So that is it for top 3. Now let's see how our teams did in this week's recaps. Women's basketball traveled to D.C. to begin their season against Howard. The Bison struck first, but an overall back-and-forth first quarter left LaSalle down by 8 heading into the second frame. Howard made a series of free throws and put them ahead by 15. A three by Amy Jacobs cut the lead to 11, but Howard put together a 4-0 run in the final minutes of the first half to lead 39-25. Molly Massantonio led a 7-0 run for the Explorers coming out of halftime to cut the Bison's lead to 7 with 4 minutes left in the third. The Explorers dominated the fourth quarter with Charity Shears leading a 13-2 run, cutting Howard's lead to just 1 with just under 3 minutes remaining. Despite their comeback, LaSalle couldn't hold off Howard, who went on a 4-0 run in the final minutes to take the win 62-57.
Men's basketball kicked off their season against 16th-ranked Villanova. The Wildcats came ready to play in the first half, shooting nearly 67% from three-point range. Nova held a 37-23 lead at halftime. The Explorers came out swinging at the half with a 8-6 run led by Josh Nickelberry. LaSalle cut the lead to 11 points heading into the final 5 minutes. 2 made free throws from Nickelberry gave LaSalle a last-minute push, but Villanova went on a 7-0 run in the last minute to hold off the Explorers 81-68. Nickelberry led the team with 22 points and was 5 for 9 from three-point range. St. Peter's transfer Hassan Drame made his LaSalle debut, scoring 17 points.
Rowing was on the water last weekend at the Princeton 3-mile chase regatta. On the men's side, the men's varsity 8+ boats finished 18th and 29th respectively out of 40 competing boats. Despite losing top performers due to injury, the varsity 8+ A boat was able to edge out Philly rival St. Joe's by half a second. The men's varsity 4+ raced 3 boats. The A boat completed a top 10 finish, while the B and C boats finished 14th and 28th respectively out of 38 boats. The women's team rounded out their fall season against the toughest competition to date. This season, the women's 8+ boat placed in 46th and 49th out of 59 competing boats, while the women's 4+ final boats ended the day in 28th and 30th out of 30 boats. This event completes the fall season for the women's team, but the men will be on the water at the Philadelphia Frostbite Regatta next week for their final event of the season.
Men's soccer traveled to Pittsburgh for their first A-10 playoff game against Duquesne, where they put on the offensive pressure, but finished out the first half in a scoreless draw. However, in the 55th minute, LaSalle's Gianmarco Rodeo headed a free kick into the back of the net to give LaSalle 1-0 lead. This lead wouldn't hold, as a penalty kick in the 69th minute put the Dukes level at 1-1. Late in the game, the home team would score again with a goal in the 82nd minute, putting Duquesne ahead 2-1. This would end up being the final score, knocking the Explorers out of the playoffs and ending their season.
So I want to start by talking about men's basketball. Playing Villanova the first game out is not an easy start.
Yeah.
I was really pleased with how they played. Fran Dunphy making his career debut. I know LaSalle is so excited to have him as the coach. He's 58 and 56 against Big Five teams, and I hope that that can continue for LaSalle, because they really needed better leadership, and it shows right away. You know, Josh Nickelberry was a transfer out of U of L last year, played really well, 7 of 12 from shooting, 5 from 9 from three-point range with 22 overall points. Great performance from him, you know, upperclassmen stepping up, and overall they kept up with Nova, which is a really great start. They're ranked 16th, so to keep up with that big of a team is really impressive for them.
Yeah, so I was there for the game, for the Nova game, and you know, it's crazy walking into that stadium. It feels like a football game is about to take place. It is so rowdy. They're a loud group, and I think you could kind of tell LaSalle came out a little timid. And if not for that timid start, I think that they would have been hand-to-hand with them competing. And I mean, in the second half, LaSalle outscored them by a point. So I just think I love what I'm seeing from the Explorers on the court. Josh Nickelberry played excellent, shooting 5 for 9. That's crazy, especially there in Nova with that loud crowd, was insane. And I'm just really excited. As you said with Fran Dunphy, love that they got him on the court coaching again. Love seeing his energy out there. I cannot wait to see him coach this Saturday for homecoming against Wagner. That's going to be awesome. So yeah, great things coming from the program.
Yeah, and I know there was a lot of concern with basketball that they had a lot of guys in the transfer portal and that they weren't going to get a ton. You had those 2 transfers from St. Peter's who are already stepping up. You have some freshmen coming in. I think this team is really ready for the season, and I'm thrilled to see where they're going to take it. On the women's side, they were also not at home and did take a loss, but a really great run at the end of the game for them. And I did want to point out that Kayla Spurl is back. She took her grad year. She was a top player for them last year, and I'm really excited that she's back. She didn't play well in this first game, but I'm hoping that, you know, she'll kind of get warmed up and be the leadership for this team again going into this season.
Yeah, I have high hopes for that team. I love everything that I saw in that first game. I just hope that they are able to get it together and make a good run. I think they're going to have a great season, and I can't wait to go to those games and watch and support.
Yeah, they have 3 games on the road going up next, so hopefully they can get a couple wins there and start off strong. But on the rowing side, the women finished their season. Overall, they did really well this year. On the men's side, struggled a little bit in this event, but they have one more event next weekend, so I hope that they can, you know, finish out strong. But this Princeton event was very prestigious. It was a tough event for them, but you know, just to see them competing, getting on the water is great to see.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the best for them. Yeah, I just hope they have a great season going ahead. You know, seeing how they were finishing, you know, I hope to expect some big things coming from them soon.
Yeah, and just like golf, they have a spring season as well, so they are not done. And then for soccer, you know, me and Siobhan have been, well, maybe not Siobhan, I've been hyping them up all year, really excited that they made it to the A10 tournament. Unfortunately, they did fall in the first round, but really a great season from them. They came back and they worked hard and they got into the tournament, and I think that says a lot about them as a program. It's something for the seniors to hold on to. So even though they did lose, you know, they put up a fight, and I'm proud of them.
Yeah, I mean, how fun were going to those games this year. The crowd at those soccer games were incredible. Seeing everyone, you know, going and celebrating with the crowd was insane. So hopefully they come back next year and, you know, put in a good effort and, you know, be even better.
Yep, I definitely think they have some energy going into next year. We are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we get to talk ice hockey with Casey.
I just missed the shuttle.
You never hit record!
I never hit record. I just got an F on my exam.
Is that you? Do you sit around bored all day? Do you want to watch television shows where you can look at the people and be like, I can be that. That's me. Well, you should check out LaSalle TV. That rhymes. We got entertainment news at Backstage Pass. We got regular news at LTV News. We got sports news at Sports Talk and SportsLIne. And for those of you who really want some fun stuff, Q&A. Because down at LaSalle TV, we got a full buffet.
Thanks, LaSalle TV.
Thanks, LaSalle TV.
Thanks, LaSalle TV. I still miss my shuttle.
Welcome back. When you think of winter sports at LaSalle, basketball is at the top of the list. But that's not to forget our club sports who deserve some attention. SportsLIne's favorite club sport is hockey. So Casey is the team captain for the ice hockey team at LaSalle, and I just want to, part 2 of our interview with you earlier in this year. Yes. But there was a concern about the ice hockey team not coming back. You're playing, so what happened? Is everything okay?
Yeah, so actually the day I decided to say yes to the interview, when you and Siobhan asked me, coming in, we actually didn't have a team at the time. At that time, our season was toast, it was canceled. And so we basically had to bring in more players, so we asked community college kids if they would come play. And so we got a bunch of kids who were willing to come play for us, and the league was totally okay with it. They were fine with it. And then right before our first game, the legal department here at LaSalle said no because of a rule that was established years ago for, I think it had to do with the rugby team or something like that. And as a last-ditch effort, me and team president Bob Murphy sent a letter, just a raw motion, right to the legal department saying how much the team means to us, what it's done for our friends, our experience at LaSalle. And then we even reached out to the president for some advice and maybe see if he can help us. And within 2 hours of us sending out an email to both the president and the legal department, they gave us the go-ahead for the season. So that was awesome because it was kind of sucky having that interview and being like, oh no, is the season even going to happen? And then as soon as I left here, I got the notification that the season was underway. So
That is awesome. And for you being a senior and, the team captain, that's got to feel great that you put the initiative forward and it paid off, and now you get to have your senior season that you were looking so forward to. So you talked about having the new kids on the team. How is that going? The whole community of the team, is everything going okay so far?
yeah, so at first, it's a bit of a concern because no one knows each other at first, and there's a few that joined, and meeting new people is always going to be awkward at first, but I mean, once we started playing, it seemed to just click immediately, and we're 3 games in now, and we're just all having fun, and it's just a bond that I think our team always had, and just they fit in so well, these new guys, and it's just a great opportunity too because a lot of them want to come to LaSalle in the future, but they couldn't come this year due to money or other reasons, and one is even transferring into LaSalle next semester. So it's just the way it's all working out. It's good for both the school, the program, everything's just kind of working out, and it's great.
Yeah, creating a community but doing a little bit of recruiting for LaSalle. I'm sure they appreciate that, Casey. So the season just started, and you want to build that community, and club sports are for having fun, but at the end of the day, you want to play well. So how's the team doing so far? You're 3 games in. How's it going?
Yeah, so we're definitely a lot more competitive this year than we were last year. Last year, was a rough year. We were playing teams that were ranked nationally, for club sports, and that was tough going into the University of Delaware, and they have their own rank, and that was tough. But this year, luckily, it's going a lot better. The games are very close and competitive. Our first game was against Susquehanna. We came out a little flat-footed, kind of coming off that last season. We're oh no, are we gonna gel together? Is it gonna be a repeat? And so we came out a bit flat-footed. They got a 3-0 lead in the first period, for the first half of the first period. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of clicked in our minds. We're like, oh wait, we can compete. We could play with these guys. And so we cut it to within 1 goal by the end of the first period. We eventually ended up tying it in the second. And unfortunately, we got a bit tired. The wheels fell off a little bit. We ended up losing that one. The next game, we were at home, so it was a bit more competitive. It was nice to not drive 3 hours like we did for our first game, which was, a bit rough, all the way down to Sunbury. So we were home for that one, and that was a close one. We lost by 3 in the end. And then our last game, we were outplaying them. We outshot them. We were doing everything right. It was tied going into the third. We get a rough 5-minute major call on us, so we're down 1 guy for 5 minutes, and they go up 1 goal, and then we're like, all right, that's fine. So a few minutes shaving off of the period, you know, we're able to go back to competing, get it to close, and then a ref makes a questionable call, I would say, that I didn't think he fully saw, but they call another 5-minute major penalty, so we're down a man for 5 minutes again, so that's 10 of 20 minutes. You're playing with 4 against 5, and they were able to put in 2 goals, and we lost someone by 3 again. But hopefully, you know, we're coming back. I can't wait to play that team again because I think next time we play them, we're going to beat them by a lot.
Yeah, certainly a tough start and frustrating to play that well, but it sounds like it's going a lot better than last year and the team camaraderie is good. So apart from the team, how do you feel that you're doing in your personal performance? You know, it's your senior year, your big hurrah. So how's it going for you and being the leader of this team?
Yeah, so for me, it's everything. I want to leave everything out there. It took me a while to find my legs, just because, you know, you're using muscles in hockey that you don't typically use. You know, you're not like running, you're instead moving your legs to the side, so you're using just totally different muscles, and so, you know, you're sore so much. And it was just like these past 2 weeks where we had these 2 games. Even my coach came up to me, he's like, you're starting off like pretty well, and I was like, yeah, but like I still need to do more. So, you know, like I would love to say like how well I'm doing personally and how well the team's doing, but we still don't have one in the win column yet, and I think our goal is to get a bunch of wins this year, you know, take a ride to get that first place spot. And I think it's still very doable for us, and I just can't wait to you know, go out there and showcase what we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you think of club sports, for me, you know, you're not really focused as much on coaching because I guess they're not hired, but what is your coaching experience been like, and how is the team following the coaches that you have?
The coaches have just been saying how, you know, just keep a positive mindset, wins will come, and, you know, that's all you can really hope for is just staying positive, and, you know, you just need to get one in that win column.
Absolutely. Thank you, Casey. We are going to take one last break, but when we come back, we have all the upcoming games you can look forward to.
We are Sikhs, Sikh Americans.
We believe in equality,
tolerance, and respect for all.
Because Sikh values are American values.
we are doctors,
PTA moms.
Patriots.
We are Americans. We like Game of Thrones.
I'm obsessed with Star Wars.
I've seen every episode of SpongeBob because that's what my daughters like to watch.
We
are Sikhs.
I left the military with a traumatic brain injury. I came home to fight depression, anxiety, and alcohol.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Adam Greathouse, Army veteran.
DAV helps veterans get the benefits they've earned.
With DAV's help, I've built a new life for myself.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory is just experiencing life.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Using meth taught me everything about freedom, only not like you think. It taught me how easy it is to lose your freedom, how meth can take control until you find yourself doing whatever meth tells you to do. Before you get there, while you still can, take a stand for yourself. If you feel yourself losing your freedom to meth, ask for help. Accept the help. It's worth it. You have the power to be truly free and be the person you want to be. I know. I'm Jan, and I'm free from meth.
If you or someone you know is struggling with meth, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/meth.
Welcome back. The Explorer teams are back this week, and we have all of your upcoming games. Men's basketball will be back in action for homecoming weekend to face Wagner on Saturday, November 12th. They will stay at home to face Queen's University on Tuesday, November 15th. And women's basketball will be back on the court Saturday the 12th, but will miss homecoming festivities as they will be on the road to face Sacred Heart. Then they will travel to New York to face Niagara, and on Tuesday, November 15th, they will make their season debut at Tom Gola Arena to face Drexel.
Swimming and diving will be back in the water to face Rider and the University of Delaware at home on Friday, November 11th. To round out Explorer competition, men's rowing will compete their fall season at the Philadelphia Frostbite Regatta on Saturday, November 12th.
Weekend. I know everybody is so excited. Yes. Men's basketball is at home. Women's basketball, unfortunately, is on the road, so that does really suck for them that they're not here for that, because last year was back-to-back games. But for the men, I know the entire campus is so thrilled to see them play. You know, after their performance at Villanova, there's just a lot of hype around them, and you know, Fran Dunphy's coming to Tom Gola. Everybody's thrilled about it, so it's going to be a really fun weekend.
Yeah, I haven't seen campus buzzing this much about the basketball team for my whole 4 years here at LaSalle, and I think it's granted by them. You know, coming out against a great, like one of the best programs in the nation in Villanova, playing how they did, starting how they did. I just can't wait for that. I think it's going to be so much fun. Fran Dunphy, as you said, back in Tom Gola. This time coaching. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, so a lot of excitement over homecoming weekend. And the women's team, like I said, they are on the road for their next 3 games. Hopefully they can get a couple wins there. They did play well in their last game. They just need a couple people to step up early in the game to kind of get them going. But I think it's definitely in there. So yeah. And then for swimming and diving, they have another meet this week, which is very exciting. So hopefully they do well. And rowing the men's team has their last regatta of the year, or for the semester, which is exciting for them. So hopefully they can kind of pick up where they left off and do a little bit better than they did in the last event. That just about wraps it up for this week. If you can't make it out to see the Explorers play, be sure to tune in next week for our coverage. Keep up with this weekend's other sporting events by visiting goexplorers.com.
Also check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/LaSalleTV and on Instagram at SportsLIne LTV. We welcome you to send us your thoughts and suggestions there.
From our entire SportsLIne team, I'm Libby Gilliland.
And I'm Casey Medico. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at the game.